Eating zongzi is a way for Chinese people to celebrate the life and death of Ku Yan, a scholar poet in the ancient state of Chu. During his life, Ku Yan warned the leaders of Chu of the corruption within the government, but he was labeled a traitor and placed in exile. When the state of Chu did indeed collapse, Ku Yan became distraught and committed suicide by drowning himself in the river. The common people respected him and did not want the fish in the water to eat his corpse. Thus, they dropped packages of rice wrapped in leaves into the river for the fish to consume instead. Producing upward of 800 zongzi for the annual Dragon Boat Festival, the Chinese Cultural Center in Tucson, Arizona produces what is locally known as Chinese tamales. The shape of zongzi range from being relatively triangular in southern China to cylindrical in northern China. Wrapping a zongzi neatly is a skill that is passed down through families, as are the recipes. Making zongzi in a traditional family is an event that everyone looks forward to and loves to help out. While the traditional zongzi are wrapped in bamboo leaves, the leaves of lotus, maize, ginger, and panda leaves sometimes are used as a substitute in other countries. Each kind of leaf imparts its own unique smell and flavor to the rice. The fillings used for zongzi vary from region to region, but the rice used is always glutinous rice, also called sticky rice or sweet rice. Depending on the region, the rice may be lightly pre-cooked by stir-frying or soaked in water before using. In the north, fillings would mostly be azuki bean paste and tapioca or taro. Northern-style zongzi tend to be sweet and dessert-like. Southern-style zongzi, however, tend to be more savory.
I was born in Tucson. I grew up in Barrio Hollywood, and today I live in my parents' old home, so I still live in Barrio Hollywood. So when I retired 10 years ago, all of a sudden they're pulling me and say, hey, you're a native, you understand the new generation, and you understand you grew up in the old generation. Can you help us out? And I grew up with my parents. My parents were community leaders here in Tucson, and as kids we always followed our dad around, and we helped him out when he was, a community leader. So I kind of understood the community part. So I thought, time to give back, and I had the time. Well, back to traditional, most of the members, my senior program, were my parents' friends. And they're the ones that said, we're trying to make a fundraiser, and that was only a once-a-year thing. And that's something that my generation, we didn't grow up doing, so we knew we could sell it. So we started the first year making 300, and it sold out even before we could finish. So that's how we're in, like, this year, 2012. We made 700, and then we sold out, and we made another 100 a couple of weeks later. So we actually made over 800 this year. The number 8 is a lucky number, so I just pick 8 items that everybody likes. So the first one that's the first thing that I have to do when I'm planning this, is we make our own salty eggs. So that takes 45 to 55 days. So I know when we're going to wrap them, I have to make those eggs 2 months ahead of time. Normally, traditional, they use duck eggs because it's larger, the yolk, because we only use the yolk. We throw away the whites. So we just use chicken egg. So we'll salt the duck egg, and the proportion is 7 cups of water to 1 cup of salt. So it's 7 to 1 for the 45 to 50 days. Those are banana leaves, or what we call bamboo leaves. They're bamboo's expensive, but we get them, at the store.
They come from China.
Yes,
okay.
They are. When I was growing up, it took a long time to wash, because when they came from China, they were just harvested and they were packaged and sent, and they were too dirty. And I guess the FDA, the government said, no, we're not going to allow it. So the Chinese are getting better on cleaning it and packaging it, to be used in the United States. So when I do it now, it's not as long. It's just so many of them. But the process is still, you still have to wash them. You still have to cook them in vinegar and salt and soften the veins up. And that's what the purpose is. And as kids, we had to do our share. Like, I got stuck washing the leaves with my brother. Once my brothers got older, they had other duties they had to do in the store. So my sister and I did the housekeeping, the girl stuff. So that's how I kind of got into it with my sister. is my mom had us to cut the ingredients, wash the leaves, and then she tried to teach us how to wrap them and make them, but we didn't have the focus for it. Plus, she yelled at me because I'm left-handed. You're going the wrong way. I said, Mom, does it matter? She goes, yes. So I kind of gave up. She gave up on me because, you know, the traditional ones, they look real nice. They're triangular. Mine look like a square block. And she goes, no, we can't give those to people, you know. So she kind of, it was easier for her to do it. But as long as we did all the work, cutting the ingredients and stuff.
The Chinese tamale, you build it with the 2 leaves, you fold it like this, and then you bend a little corner, that the little corner make it look like a trough. Okay, it's a trough, then you put the 2 spoons of rice in, then you put the ingredients like a Chinese sausage, egg yolk, a cup of shrimp, a little soft pork, maybe 1 piece of beef, and then and after that you put another one on top, make it higher so that you can hold more rice. Okay, and then after you do that, then you put more rice on top of the ingredient so that thing look about 4 to 5 ounces. Then you just fold it one side over, fold the other side over, then you fold it again to make it a 4 square Chinese tamale. And after we tie them together, we boil it for, and then they put 40 to 45 minutes. And sometimes a little longer. Don't depend whether the cooker is a pressure cook or it was a conventional steam wok. Then afterward, you come out and open it up, cut the string, and unwind the leaf, and then you eat it. It tastes very good.
I'm so happy that Dragon Boat in Gyeongsa is once a year because it's so labor intense. I start actually planning with my seniors and getting their names. This year we had 12 rappers and 5 people in the kitchen helping me. So we had 13 people with myself, so 14, making 800 Gyeongsa in June. So I start this planning in March, and in April I have to soak the eggs. So from there I have a break, and I have to write my list out on planning how many items I'm going to get and who's going to come in 2 days before to cut it. So I had 14 people help. The 5 in the kitchen are probably the ones that helped me the longest because of the prep. But my 12 seniors who rap, they just come in one day, and we come at 9 o'clock, and we have lunch at 12, and they work probably till 3 o'clock. I said it's a 7-hour day. It takes about a process of 4 months to do 800 drones.